The leader of Israel's Likud party was able to secure a victory in last month's elections following a campaign that focused heavily on security and the economy. To reach the required 61-seat threshold in the Israeli parliament, Netanyahu joined forces with smaller far-right religious parties to create the most conservative government in Israel's history. For some around the world, and in Israel, Netanyahu's rule is associated with strength and security. For others, it's a reminder of the criminal corruption cases against him and ongoing tension with Palestinians.
Fox's Trey Yingst. Customs and Border Protection continues to record record numbers of illegal aliens crossing the border. Fox's Matt Finn in Eagle Pass, Texas, has the latest.
In El Paso, northwest of Eagle Pass, there's 2 miles of new fencing and cargo containers installed. Governor Greg Abbott's office tells Fox News that Texas is going to new lengths to deter migrants amid yet another new record surge of illegal immigration. Texas DPS sources telling Fox News that between October 1st and December 29th, there were 617,000 encounters at the southwestern border. That's more people than the population of Baltimore. 186,000 migrants were expelled under Title 42, but 430,000 illegal immigrants or asylum seekers were released into the country, and there were 240,000 known gotaways that intentionally evaded surrender.
Texas DPS says it arrested a human smuggler for hiding 18 illegal aliens, including a small child, inside of a tractor trailer. Drivers may pay less for gasoline next year than they did this year. AFN's Chris Woodward has more.
Patrick DeHaan of Gas Buddy says prices will go up in the spring and likely fall back in the fall. But on the whole, the average household is likely to spend about $277 less on gas in the new year compared to 2022.
We expect the yearly national average will drop from $396 this year to about $349 next year. But again, prices will start to go up in the spring as they always do. And it's possible that the national average does go above the $4 a gallon mark for part of or most of the summer driving season.
So what does Gas Buddy look at to make its prediction? In short, everything in the market that could touch on supply and demand.
Things like COVID in China and how China's reopening, policy at OPEC, the Russia war in Ukraine, sanctions from Europe onto Russian oil, refining outlooks, the price of oil, the global balance of supply and demand, and global inventories. Essentially, any issue that could touch on supply and demand is certainly factored into our forecast.
I'm Chris Woodward.
There was good and bad news for the pro-life movement in 2022, but as AFN's Charlie Butts reports, pro-lifers won't be deterred in their mission to save the lives of preborn babies.
The major impact for the pro-life movement in 2022 was the Dobbs decision, which overturned the 1973 Roe v. Wade decision by the U.S. Supreme Court that legalized child termination. Carol Tobias of the National Right to Life Committee tells AFN thousands of lives have been saved.
There's an organization called the We Count Coalition, and they said that within the first 2 months after the Dobbs decision, that abortions fell by more than 10,000. So if you take that times 6 months, we could be looking at potentially 30,000 abortions that did not occur.
November's election was a bit rough on the pro-life movement, with several state constitutional amendments passing declaring abortion to be a right.
We did not do as well in the Senate as we had hoped in the elections, but we do have a pro-life majority in the House of Representatives, and they will stop anything that Chuck Schumer and Joe Biden are trying to do legislatively.
And that includes legislation the Biden administration is trying to pass that would legalize abortion up to birth and negate any and all state pro-life laws. I'm Charlie Butts.
And that is American Family News on the Hour. I'm Chad Groening.
Here at KNVBC, we're very grateful to the American Family Radio for allowing us to broadcast their Christian news free of charge. And we encourage you to listen to this brief word from AFA.
Mom is a face washer, a coupon clipper, and a listening ear. She's a diaper changer, a laundry folder, and a mender of hearts. She's a master juggler of the jobs of the day. She's simply incredible and incredibly busy. At 1 Million Moms, we understand the hurried pace of the average mom. That's why we've made it so easy for you to take a stand against the trash that's in today's media. Visit 1millionmoms.com.
Good morning. This is January the 3rd.
Morning by morning, new mercies I see.
I will give thee for a covenant of the people. Isaiah 49:8. Jesus Christ is himself the sum and substance of the covenant. As one of its gifts, he is the property of every believer. Believer, can you estimate what you have received in Christ? In him dwelleth all the fullness of the Godhead bodily, Colossians 2:9. Consider that word God and its infinity, and then meditate upon the perfect man and all his beauty. For all that Christ, as God and man, ever had is yours. Our blessed Jesus, as God, is omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent. Has he power? The power is yours to support and strengthen you, to overcome your enemies, and to preserve you even to the end. Has he love? There is not a drop of love in his heart which is not yours. Has he justice? It may seem a stern attribute, but even that is yours. For he will, by his justice, see to it that all which is promised to you is the covenant of grace will be secured to you. And all that he has as a perfect man is yours. As a perfect man, the Father's delight was upon him. He stood accepted by the Most High. O believer, God's acceptance of Christ is your acceptance. Do you know that the love which the Father set on a perfect Christ, he sets on you now? That perfect righteousness which Jesus carefully formed through his stainless life is yours and is imputed to you. Christ is in the covenant.
Morning by morning, new mercies I see.
Hi, this is Nancy Levy, a North Carolina transplant living up here in Norwalk, Ohio, and you're listening to KNVBC Revival Radio.
Tell a friend about KNVBC Revival Radio today, your home for conservative Christian music and programming.
We are living in a dry and thirsty land. Each day it's getting harder to cross this burning sand. Still
preacher gave the altar call, the choir sang, I surrender all. I walked the aisle repenting of my sin. Kneeling on that sawdust floor, right there is where I met the Lord, and glory filled my soul when I was born again. No, I've never gotten over getting saved. No, I've never gotten over being under God's grace. I can't help but get excited in that old camp meeting way. No, I've never gotten over getting saved. It's just as real to me right now as when my world turned upside down. Forever there's an imprint on my life. I will never be the same. I'm still amazed how it all changed the moment I believed on that revival night. No, I've never gotten over getting saved. No, I've never gotten over being under God's grace. I can't help but get excited in that old camp meeting way. No, I've never gotten over getting saved. No, I've never gotten over getting saved. No, I've never gotten over being under God's grace. I can't help but get excited in that old camp meeting way. No, I've never gotten over getting saved. I can't help but get excited in that old camp meeting way. No, I've never gotten over getting saved. He can be depended on, he can be trusted. He's a friend indeed, even when I'm not in need. He's my guiding light in the middle of the darkest night. When I'm all alone, he can be depended on. When I'm old, feeble, and need some company, I just whisper, Jesus, he's closer than a brother to me. When I'm crossing Jordan, I'll be near to him. When my friends can't go with me, he'll take over then. He can be depended on, he can be trusted. He's a friend indeed, even when I'm not in need. He's my guiding light in the middle of the darkest night. When I'm all alone, he can be depended on. When I'm sad, lonely, feeling kind of low, I just look up to Jesus, where the heavenly breezes blow. When I see someone falling by the way, I just stop, take a little time, and this is what I say. He can be depended on, he can be trusted. He's a friend indeed, even when I'm not in need. He's my guiding light in the middle of the darkest night. When I'm all alone, he can be depended on. He can be depended on, he can be trusted. He's a friend indeed, even when I'm not in need. He's my guiding light in the middle of the darkest night. When I'm all alone, he can be depended on. When I'm all alone, he can be depended on.
A sinner now saved, blood washed by the Lamb. My brother's a king, the son of I Sometimes I'm weak. Sometimes I give up, and he walks over me. But then someone comes by with words loud and strong. Arise, my child, it is I, and I'm still on the throne. And he's still on the throne. He is still on the throne. So what could be wrong? There could be nothing wrong. It's well with my soul. Let the stormy winds blow. Let the stormy winds blow. I'm reminded today that I am saved. Hallelujah, I'm saved. Salvation's sweet song while ages roll on. He's still on the throne. Salvation's sweet song while ages roll on. He's still on the throne. He's still on the
Glorious things of thee are spoken, Zion, city of our God. He whose word cannot be broken, formed thee for his own abode. On the rock of ages founded, what can shake thy sure repose? With salvation's wall surrounded, thou mayest smile at all thy foes. See the streams of living water springing from eternal love. Well supply thy sons and daughters, and all fear of want remove. Who can faint when such a river ever flows, their thirst to assuage? Grace which like the Lord the giver never fails from age to age. Round each habitation hovering, see the cloud and fire appear, for a glory and a covering, showing that the Lord is near. Thus deriving from their banner light by night and shade by day, safe they feed upon the manna which he gives them when they pray. Savior, if of Zion city I through grace a member am, that the world deride or pity, I will glory in thy name. Fading is the worldling's pleasure, all his boasted pomp and show. Solid joys and lasting treasure, none but Zion's children know. Solid joys, lasting treasure, none but Zion's children know. Send the light forevermore. There's a call comes ringing o'er the restless waves. Send the light, send the light. There are souls to rescue, there are souls to save. Send the light, send the light, send the light. The blessed gospel light, let it shine from shore to shore. Send the light, the blessed gospel light, let it shine forevermore. We have heard the Macedonian call today. Send the light, send the light, send the light, and the golden offering at the cross we lay. Send the light, send the light, send the light, the blessed gospel light. Let it shine, from shore to shore, send the light, the blessed gospel light. Let it shine forevermore. We will not grow weary in the work of love. Send the light, send the light. Let us gather jewels for a crown above. Send the light, send the light, send the light, the blessed gospel light. Let it shine, from shore to shore, send the light, the blessed gospel light. Let it shine forevermore. Send the light, let it shine, send the light forevermore.
You're listening to KNVBC's Top 100 playlist. These songs have been chosen from our listeners. You can rate songs and tell us your favorites too. Just download our free KNVBC app on Android and iOS and rate your favorite selections.
We're missing out on the good life, according to men of degree. We're missing out on life's normal pleasures by standards of worldly beliefs. They say we're too narrow, we should learn to just let go. We're all missing out somehow. But when I think of their claims and the pleasures they name, well, I'll admit I have missed out. I've missed out on the heartache of living my life in sin. I missed out on the sorrow of facing the world without Him. And I have no regrets for things that I've missed, 'cause down deep in my heart the truth was and is, every day that I live, I thank God for what I've missed. This world is concerned that Christians are missing out socially. They say that our stand and the book in our hand, it's not right politically. They call our conviction religious addiction. They claim that we're all turned around, but we cannot deny one thing they got right. It's true, we have missed out. I've missed out on the heartache of living my life in sin. I missed out on the sorrow of facing the world without Him. And I have no regrets for things that I've missed, 'cause down deep in my heart the truth was and is, every day that I live, I thank God for what I've missed. I've missed out on the heartache of living my life in sin. I've missed out on the sorrow of facing the world without Him. And I have no regrets for things that I've missed, 'cause down deep in my heart the truth was and is, every day that I live. I thank God for what I've missed, and I have no regrets for things that I've missed, 'cause down deep in my heart the truth was and is every day that I live. I thank God for what I've missed.
There is a loss and doubt to man, a rugged cross, a spotless lamb, a life laid down, a sacrifice, amazing grace, eternal life.
There is a hope beyond the grave, with love so deep and the power to save, rising above all earthly strife, amazing grace, eternal life. There is a peace that all can know. It calms the heart and heals the soul. Come unto me, the Savior cries. Amazing grace, eternal life. God so loved the world that He gave His Son, for us to believe in Him. For the Son was not sent to condemn the world, but to save us from our sin. There is a home prepared for all who on the name of Jesus Christ, a place of rest, a throne on high, amazing grace, eternal life, a place of rest, a throne on high, amazing grace, eternal life, amazing Well, I have been reading and I've been feeding upon the precious Word of God. Marvelous the story, so full of glory. It tells the path that Jesus trod. He was man's deliverer, a sin forgiver, and every problem understood. Everywhere he went, oh my Lord was doing good. Everywhere he went, he was doing good. Gave beatitudes, fed the multitudes, everywhere he could. When the cripples saw him, he started walking. The dumb were talking like they should. Everywhere he went, oh my Lord was doing good. Jesus opened blind eyes, he heard the faint cries. He raised the dead and calmed the sea. Jesus, mighty helper, he cleansed the leper and set the captive spirit free. Though the world denied him and crucified him, The Lord abides with us for aid, and his mighty power is just the same today. Everywhere he went, he was doing good. Gave beatitudes, fed the multitudes, everywhere he could.
When the cripples saw him, they started walking. The dumb were talking like they should.
Everywhere he went, oh my Lord was doing good, doing good. When the cripple left him, they were walking all about. They that couldn't speak began to shout. Everywhere he went, oh my Lord was doing good. Everywhere he went, he was doing good. Gave beatitudes, fed the multitudes, everywhere he could.
And when the cripples sought him, they started walking. The dumb were talking like they should.
Everywhere he went, oh my Lord was doing good. Everywhere he went, oh my Lord was doing good.
Thanks for listening to KNVBC's Top 100. Let us know your favorites by giving them a thumbs up on our free KNVBC apps.
Thank you for listening to Revival Radio KNVBC, broadcast from the campus of Golden State Baptist College in Santa Clara, California.
Happy New Year, and thanks for listening to listener-supported KNVBC Revival Radio. If you love this radio station, would you consider supporting a day of broadcasting?